You ever stare at your phone, fingers hovering, heart thudding, just wanting to text them? Maybe to check in, maybe to fix what cracked, maybe to get a little piece of your dignity back. But something holds you still. Maybe it's wisdom, maybe it's growth, or maybe it's time finally teaching you what silence can say louder than any words. Don't text back. That's not cold, that's clarity. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and someone else's respect for us, their feelings, their effort. That's not up to us. But our response, our restraint, that's our arena. The truth is, if someone truly values you, they won't need you to beg for their attention. They won't let silence drag on like a test. And they definitely won't treat your presence like a convenience. So instead of chasing clarity with words, let time pull back the curtain. Give them the space to show you exactly where you stand in their life. It's not about playing games or trying to win. It's about letting your absence speak the truth your presence kept cushioning. Sometimes you've got to pull back so they can face the mirror you used to be. You don't need a reaction. You need reality. And reality? It always arrives. Slowly, yes. Quietly, maybe. But it always shows up. So when the urge hits, when the silence feels like thunder, remind yourself, if they cared, they'd show it. If you mattered, you wouldn't have to wonder. Let go of the illusion that your next message might change the outcome. It's not the text that tells you where you stand. It's who notices your silence, and who never does. It's wild, isn't it? How fast people can switch up when the spotlight isn't on them anymore. You stop texting, stop checking in, stop carrying the conversation, and suddenly the silence becomes a mirror, and not everyone likes what they see in it. That's the power of pulling back, not out of spite, not out of pride, but out of self-respect. When you stop reaching out, you stop giving people an easy way to stay emotionally lazy. You stop being the bridge they never bother crossing, and in that stillness, you start hearing the truth that noise used to drown out. Stoicism isn't about being numb or heartless. It's about choosing strength over reaction. It's the art of knowing your worth without needing it stamped by someone else. You can love someone deeply and still decide not to abandon yourself to prove it. Because let's be honest, if your silence makes them disappear, they were never really holding on, and if it makes them realize your value, they'll come back better. And this time, you'll know whether it's real or just regret. The question isn't, should I text them? The real question is, what version of me do I become when I keep chasing silence? You don't have to punish anyone. You don't have to prove anything. Just be still. Just wait. Just watch. Because time has a habit of showing you what people won't say out loud. And when it does, when their actions finally align with their intentions, you'll know exactly how much you ever meant to them. There's a kind of peace that shows up when you stop fighting for someone who wouldn't lift a finger for you. At first, it feels like loss, like maybe you gave up too soon, like maybe silence is weakness. But then, you realize you're not empty, you're free. That's what time does. It clears the fog. It makes room for clarity. In Stoic thought, Epictetus reminds us, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit. You chose to be shaken. You chose to react. but you also have the power to choose stillness. That's where your freedom lives. When you stop texting, when you stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you, you give up the illusion that your worth is tied to their acknowledgement. And suddenly, the silence you feared becomes the shelter you needed. Because here's the truth. Anyone who truly respects you won't leave you hanging in confusion. Anyone who values your energy won't treat it like background noise. You won't have to earn clarity through suffering. You won't have to beg for effort. So sit with the silence. Let it stretch. Let it sting if it has to. That's not pain. That's the part where you stop shrinking to fit inside someone else's story. And if they reach back, good. Now you know. And if they don't, even better, now you know. Time doesn't lie. It reveals. Let it. It's a strange kind of healing. The kind that comes from doing nothing at all. No grand speeches. No final messages, just choosing not to chase, choosing to stay silent and let things unfold without your interference. At first, it might feel like you're giving up, but truthfully, you're finally standing up for your peace, for your worth, for your sanity. See, we've been conditioned to believe that effort equals love, that if we care, we have to fight. But Stoicism teaches something else entirely, that inner stillness is more powerful than constant striving, that not everything broken is meant to be fixed, and sometimes walking away is the most courageous thing you'll ever do. People show you who they are in the quiet moments, when the spotlight's off, when the audience is gone, when there's nothing to gain by staying and nothing to lose by walking. That's when real character is revealed. If your silence bothers them, if your absence echoes louder than your presence ever did, that's the truth knocking. But if they vanish into that silence like they were never really there at all, that's truth too. Either way, you win. Because clarity is a win, peace is a win, growth always a win. Don't confuse silence with weakness. It's restraint, it's power, it's wisdom learned through wounds. So don't text back, not because you're playing games, but because you're finally done playing yourself. You gave enough, you cared enough. You tried enough. Now, let them show you what they're made of without your effort holding everything together. Let the silence speak. At the end of the day, silence doesn't mean you don't care. It means you finally care enough about yourself to stop over-explaining your worth to someone who never truly saw it. And that strength most people won't recognize until it's too late. You didn't walk away to prove a point. You walked away because staying started to cost you your peace. You didn't hold back that text because you were trying to be heartless. You held back because you were tired of having a one-sided conversation with someone who kept you waiting in confusion. That's the beauty of Stoicism. It teaches us that peace isn't found in fixing others. It's found in letting go of the need to be understood, chosen, or chased. Some people only value you when you stop showing up for them, and while that might hurt, it also sets you free. Because now you know, you don't have to wonder anymore. Time revealed it. Silence revealed it. They revealed it. So let them go. Let them miss you. Let them wrestle with the space you left behind. And you? Keep walking. Keep choosing peace. Keep showing up for yourself the way you used to show up for them. Because the right ones, the real ones, they won't need silence to see your value. They'll match your energy. They'll show up. They'll stay. So don't text back, not today, not anymore. Let time answer the question you've been asking all along. And trust that whatever's meant for you will never need to be chased. You just have to stop running toward what's not.